Hey guys, welcome to All Review of Kamen Rider Saber Episode 4. As always, I'm your host of Stratos. Here with me today we have...
Cinder Blaze.
I'm Aresol.
You guys find out where you are? We're here now. We're doing it. Caught you off guard. But yeah, before we get started, just wanted to mention that there are still links in the description down below to how you can help support Black Lives Matter movement. But with that said, let's get into our thoughts so that we can get into your thoughts. I thought, yeah, like Alex was saying before we started, good, decently good. I'm surprised. Like, yeah. I thought it could easily get super shaky going into, oh hey, Saber made a promise and he's gonna keep it, and he, you know, it's typical shonen stuff, and we're just going to execute on that and be sort of about it. But we brought in like this interesting new villain into the villain faction, and he's got like this vendetta, or he's at least got history with Buster. He looks a lot like Fuwajuzo from Shinkenger, so I really appreciate that. And then you know, the stuff with, I don't know, it was just solid throughout.
Honestly, like two moments kind of stuck out for me. One, when the chick brings a firework as like a signal for like the rest of the riders to come and save all the kids. I thought that was a pretty moment. Very dangerous, very stupid.
She was
but
so
brilliant.
certain that was gonna help, and then it just hard cuts back to her with burns on her face. It's like, no.
I mean, it did, because she signaled them there.
Yeah, somehow the fireworks still like penetrated the bubble, and she didn't get out somehow.
Yeah, but I guess it had to be with enough force. But then you saw the water lion spit all over them, and then I guess it's water that dissolves it. I don't know. Did the people in there not decide to start spitting on the orbs from the inside?
Probably not. I wouldn't think so.
Is that what you do when you're in jail?
You just spit at it until I get free.
This will work.
You gotta try something. How else are you gonna get out of there? Serve your time? I don't think so.
The bars until they melt. I'm pretty sure they'll stop you, because it's like, that's one way of committing suicide, I think.
What was the other thing that stuck out to you?
Oh, yeah. That finisher.
Yeah.
Oh, no! Hell yeah!
Whoever thought of that finisher, like, definitely deserves a raise. Like, that single-handedly just, like, made me forget about episode 1. I forgive it completely. Like, for that finisher.
I love that the monster was just like, I can't regenerate from this. I'm like, a big buff fairy woman elbow dropped you and you can't regenerate from that?
Dude, we mentally can't. Like, technically he probably could, but just like, he just couldn't.
That was wild, and I'm like, hold on. Wait, I know that face. Why do I know this person? Yeah, I like it. It was wild on multiple levels. I had seen earlier on Twitter that like she had a picture with Taro from 01, the dude with the ejection abs from 01.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she took a picture with him, and I was like, oh, that's neat. I didn't even read the caption. It must have been something like, hey, we've both been on Rider or something. But yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. But like, aside from that, like, what other like main things kind of like happened? I think it was just like the whole arc with Buster trusting Saber. How'd you guys like that?
This is the first time, maybe I just didn't remember if it did happen, but maybe this is the first time we didn't get exposition just like thrown at us. Like, even with the villain, it was more of an implied history.
We didn't get any like bad stilted villain dialogue this week, which was good. Like the most the villains said was like they were taunting one of the other Backstreet Boys that his monster got blown up. And then that was kind of it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's like,
Good.
no. And then we just cut to the monster and he's like, no.
I'd say maybe the closest thing to was probably like I don't know Espada's name yet, but him like talking to Buster about the main character. I don't know anyone's names. I know Rintaro because I like him, but that's it. About his past and stuff, but like even then it was him trying to like work things out with them, so it's fine.
I felt like that was kind of weird because he was talking about it in a way where he should have just told him what happened, but he can't spoil us as the audience. It's like, trust me, he's had all of this stuff happen to him. It's like, what? Like all this stuff from 15 years ago.
Yes,
come on.
15 years, now you've gotten me. That
Yeah.
But yeah, of the 4 episodes so far, I think this was the most solid. Sure, there wasn't like a ton of, it was a resolution episode. We were resolving last week's setup, so there wasn't like a ton going on. It was just kind of wrapping things up. But I think it did so effectively, and I think introducing that new monster was neat. I like the idea that he was sealed away because he was killing off all of the swordsmen, which was cool, and it explains why he has a book with him. So
that's true. Yeah.
I just think it was a solid episode. I still think it's weird that Buster debuted before Espada. It's because like we had him come in with a cliffhanger back in episode 2, and then very quickly it's like, oh, okay, now this is Buster's episodes.
Yeah.
But
No, yeah, I get that. And like even Espada's in the opening and ending. I don't know if that like changed, but like he hangs around, and I still very much appreciate that everyone's just nice to each other outside of Buster for a little bit, but like everyone else, pretty good terms with everyone.
I
Like,
kind of get why he wasn't well, especially in this episode because his son was missing, but also like in the last episode, like their newest recruit is just a weird bookstore owner who's barely has any books. Also, I didn't know that the books on the back of his shelf was just a cloth. They're not real.
Yeah, that was also like part of the redemption arc for me. I was like, oh, that's on purpose. They're curtains and there's a bunch of books behind it. Oh my god, like
they're
beyond
not
redemption.
lying to me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was your complaint from day one, Alex.
Of course, it's a bookstore and you don't have books like the And then they went out of the way to put like books everywhere. Books on random crap, like freaking like this one salamander that regenerates infinitely. Like, okay.
I am glad they did like a little research moment, and he has, I guess that would be his specialty, like being able to recall this information and know where that is.
Yeah, like it's a reference book. Like he's an author, he would have that type of stuff in his shop.
Yeah.
So that was pretty neat. What was also pretty neat was that form. I like his base form. I'm like, all right with this form. I don't know why, but like it hits me just like right. I think like this form looks better than like most writers like like first like cool form. Like not like they're like random like just change it like one side like the wig, but like they're not their final form, but like the mid-range form
movement. The vertical movement, not the horizontal movement.
Yeah, one of those forms. Like for Geo Trinity, this looks way better than that. Like just straight up. I was like, like what would his next stage look like? Now I'm getting really hyped up.
It really keys into that like preschool brain of like, ooh, red, blue, yellow, I like it.
Primary colors
So
so
spiky.
Ugh. Yeah,
Yeah.
loving it.
It's got a little bit of everything. It's got like that skirt cape. It's got a little bit of the backpack wing. It's got spiky face. A lot of
Yeah.
good stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I'm really happy with this one.
Yeah.
You guys have anything else before we dive into comments?
No, it was neat seeing Caliber at the end kind of come in and start posing a threat. Obviously, it got wrapped up pretty quick, but you know,
Yeah.
I like that he, you know, the villain who's just been hanging out in this coffee shop, fully transformed for some reason, is actually doing something. So that's nice.
I
He
mean,
can
like,
never leave the suit.
if he's wearing like the same stuff as the boy band, I could totally understand why. Especially if he's supposed to be not Kanelo's father. Oh man. All right.
Yeah. All right. Comment time. Comment
Sure.
time. Rajik Rasul says, "Can we all agree that they decide to shorten the henshin sequence of Kamen Rider Buster? It really made us happy. And that muscular fairy was cool. I like that it put a strain on a rider to use 3 Wonder Ride books. Don't worry, that won't last.
It never does.
It never does. I hope they shorten the other riders' henshin sequence, and I want to see them do it in real time instead of CGI background. But it would be cool to do henshin sequence with his predecessor, or predecessor one is green screen, and the other in real time. Hope to see Kento or Kamen Rider Espada to make his shocking debut. But he put quotes around shocking because he's a zappy boy.
Yeah.
But I feel like we still got, you know, like the full jingle with Peter Fantasista when he used it.
Yeah.
So it's like they decide to shorten it when they've already shown it, and then when they want to show off this new toy doing this new thing, that's when they elongate it. So it seems par for the course. Anyway, Double the Unknown says, "All right, we are done with the first month of Saber, and my thoughts on the show are, it's okay. I think the silly nature of the characters is growing on me. The toys are also growing on me, but not enough to make me want to fully buy into them. Only feel like collecting the Rekka, Nagare, Ikazuchi, and Final Form Power-Up. Episodes 3 through 4 were better than 1 through 2, but were also written by a secondary writer." Oh no, we're so worried that episodes written by the main writer are going to always be worse. The episodes / arcs I enjoyed in Ghost were always written by secondary writers. Uh-oh. Oh no. Episode 5 might give a better glimpse into the main writer's storytelling methods since the opening exposition is finally out of the way. It's still early, but I do see the potential and am glad there are some mysteries already present that can advance the plot."
This guy was Ghost's secondary writer.
Wait, this next person, or
The writer for this episode was Ghost's secondary writer.
oh, okay,
Oh
yeah.
no.
Yeah, but he was also the secondary writer for O's and Gaim, and
So good stuff.
he's written good stuff.
Yeah. So,
But
I was really hoping this was like an upward trajectory, but now since you've shown us that this DNA is different from 1 and 2, uh-oh.
Like, the thing that worries me is a lot of the characters can't carry the show. We haven't seen enough of the Lightning Dude or any of the villains for them to do it. Saber's somewhat weak right now, and Blue, while he's very enjoyable, doesn't have that same like weight on the plot, I would think. Like, he's definitely just like straight up support. If anyone's gonna be doing anything, it's probably gonna be the Lightning guy because his father is one of our main antagonists, but that's about it. So, and it's not like we have builds charisma to just kind of like lean on, even when the plot goes to shit. Like, it's not like you can just enjoy it despite it. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, because like we were talking about this with Sentai and how they can stand to be episodic and just goof off and be entertainment for entertainment's sake. But this is like writers more plot focused, and so far we haven't really cared about the characters too much, like you were saying.
We've gotten so many of them so quickly
And
that
part of me feels like that is the draw of the show that they really want to like drill into. And if
they want to establish this like guild, and I understand that. I understand wanting to do that. But
I mean, I'm from the standpoint of buying toys and buying figures of this stuff, it's like, oh hey, it's really cool. You're getting tons of interesting, unique characters all the time, just to shake up your collection, and they're not all just forms. I hate it when a show does mostly forms, and then when your collection gets clogged up with forms of all the same person, and it's But I appreciate that you get variety here, more or less, and I hope that with the variety of character comes a variety of different
Toys.
writing styles with each of them. Yes.
Yeah. I can kind of see that.
Like if something doesn't work, we at least get a slightly new beginning each time, and maybe they'll just see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like see this as like Gaim because they just have like a crap ton of characters. Some of them will stick, some of them won't, but then they'll just kind of like do what they can with the ones that do work, and they'll just like progress them, and like maybe they'll grow to be like some strong carries for the show. Who knows?
I hope so. Like, kind of to what you're saying, I don't necessarily see it as a Gaim situation because like that was a story that like had a clear beginning, middle, end, and like where they wanted to go.
Beginning wasn't that clear. Like at this point in the series, I don't think it was nearly as straightforward.
Sure.
Like the only thing that was different was like the enjoyable character, or at least for me, it was like Kaito at the very beginning. He was like a pretty good antagonistic force for Gaim, but
like the difference is each episode, elements of those still came back, and they were all necessary to building the show. This one, it feels like, yeah, it is technically necessary, but that's because you are throwing a bunch of exposition at us as the foundation, and it's a very shaky foundation. And I don't know what elements now could lead to stuff later, but also because I haven't seen the whole thing, so
yeah.
Anyway, last comment comes from Andy L, who says, whoever pitched the fairy finisher snorts some good stuff. Please put the guy that came up intro weird on the same stuff.
Yeah. Straight up like Willy Wonka's pixie dust. Like
Willy Wonka's buff ass pixie dust.
Industrial strength.
Aresol, Alex,
No.
anything else?
Mm-mm.
Cool.
No, I'm good.
Fantastic.
Just good episode.
Yeah. I'll give it that. Okay, bye, Alex. Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Tell us in the comments down below what you thought about our thoughts about your thoughts about this episode. And also, there are still links in the description down below to how you can help support the Black Lives Matter movement by donating money, signing petitions, whatever you do, as long as you do it, it absolutely helps. Same with the end card of this video, because we have a playlist set up for you that was curated by someone on Twitter who had found a bunch of videos that their ad revenue is accruing money for the Black Lives Matter movement. So you just got to watch the videos. That ad revenue goes to the Black Lives Matter movement. You didn't have to do anything other than watch the video. It's free. It's donating without having to do the. You can do it. Just do it. There. It's in the. It's right here. Thanks for watching. Keep it.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye. Do you think Peter Pan would have been better if Tinkerbell was buff as fuck?
Oh, absolutely it would.
Dude, Peter Pan 2 wouldn't have happened if Tinkerbell was buff as fuck. She would have whooped his ass before we started doing crazy shit like that. Forget about me again, bitch.